お腹空いてきたな。マフィンでも注文すれば？持ってきてあげる。お金がないんだ。ジョイ、仕事を変えたらどう？ジョイは医者として生きてきたんだ。今さら仕事を変えるのか？そうだ。俺の助けが必要な人がもっといるんだ。医者の演技をしてきたんでしょ。手術がまた成功したから、収入も上がっていくはずだったのに。私みたいに音楽で食べていくのはどう？痛いの飛んでいけ。こんにちは、ジャパニーズアーモのミサです。Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to use て、いく and て、くる。So, have you heard this phrase? 痛いの飛んでいけ? That means pain, go away. Japanese parents say this to their kids when they have a boo-boo, right? So they kiss it away, but we don't really like kissing in Japan. So instead of that, we use this spell, magic spell. 痛いの飛んでいけ. I love this phrase. I use it, jokingly to my friends and stuff as well. So, 痛い is painful, like 痛いの, the painful thing, the painful one. 飛んでいけ. So, this is the grammar point that we're going to learn. 飛ぶ is to fly. Okay, like you could say 鳥が飛んでいます. The birds are flying. So, 飛ぶ becomes 飛んで in the te form. And 飛んでいけ. This いけ is in the imperative form, like the dictionary form is 行く, okay, to go. If you say 行け, usually it means go, but usually it sounds quite rude. But in this kind of children's phrase, it doesn't sound rude, obviously. And you're talking to the pain, the bad guy, so it's okay, like, pain, you go away. It's not necessarily swearing in this phrase, but if you want to be harsh to somebody, you can say 行け, like go, or it sounds like you're giving a command. Pokemon trainers also say 行け to their Pokemon as well. Like you can say Pikachu, 行け, go Pikachu, or 行け Pikachu, the other way around as well. The point is that it can sound harsh depending on the context. Anyway, 飛んでいく means to fly away. Okay, so literally this means the painful thing, fly away. So 飛ぶ on its own means to fly, but if you add this te form plus 行く, in this case で because 飛ぶ becomes 飛んで, right? So it's either て行くで行く. Doesn't matter. It means to fly away. Okay, so this て行く has the meaning away, like away from the speaker. So it's like fly and go, right? What you have to remember is that the verb 行く, to go, is used when you go somewhere that's not the place where you are right now. So you always go away from where you are or the speaker. Okay? Okay, so using this 飛んでいく, you can, for example, describe a balloon flying away. Okay, so if you want to say, oh, the balloon flew away, can you try making this sentence? So, balloon we say, 風船, and all you have to do is change the verb 飛んでいく into the past tense. So, 風船が飛んでいった informally and 飛んでいきました formally. Okay? You can also say 飛んでいっちゃった. I have a lesson on this ちゃった, so check it out. It happened although the speaker didn't want that to happen. It's like, oh no, the balloon flew away. 風船が飛んでいっちゃった. Anyway, 飛んでいった、飛んでいきました flew away. Another example. Let's say you don't like your neighbor and that person finally moved away, then you'd use this て行く plus the verb 引っ越す to move. And we have to use the て form of the verb 引っ越す. So 引っ越して and then plus 行く。引っ越していく. And that means someone moves away from me, the speaker. So when you want to say I moved to Japan, you can just say 日本に引っ越しました. Right? That's it. But when you want to say that somebody is moving away from me, you want to add this て行く. And for neighbor, there are quite a few words as well. You can say 隣人, but that sounds quite formal, so it's not used that much when speaking. We generally use 隣の, for example, 隣の田中さん, 隣のミサ. You know the film My Neighbor Totoro? It's called 隣のトトロ in Japanese. Okay, so usually say 隣の人 or 隣の name. So let's say my neighbor is called 山田さん. Then I'll say 隣の山田さんは引っ越していった or 引っ越していきました. So that really puts the emphasis on the fact that he moved away from me. So if I just want to say he moved, I don't need to add any nuance. I don't feel anything about him moving, for example. And I would say 山田さんは引っ越しました or 山田さんは引っ越した. So we'd say 引っ越していく when somebody moves away from me. But if somebody moves next door, moves in, like nearby, I would say 引っ越してくる. 引っ越してくる. So instead of て行く, we add て来る. 来る on its own means to come, right? So remember, て行く is you go somewhere that's not where you are right now. 来る on the other hand means that you're coming towards the speaker. So it could be someone coming towards me, or I come back, or I will come here again. So when you say I'll come again, you can say また来ます or また来る. Anyway, 引っ越してくる. For example, 可愛い子が隣に引っ越してきた. 可愛い子が隣に引っ越してきました. A cute girl. This ko I know means child, but you can also use it about girls, not just like 10-year-old girls. Like you might be worried that you end up sounding like a pedophile. No, don't worry. This if you say 可愛い子, it can be a girl in 20s or even 30s, right? So 可愛い子が隣に remember next door 引っ越してきた. So moved towards me. So a cute girl moved in next door. It kind of sounds odd to just say 可愛い子が隣に引っ越した. Not natural. You say 可愛い子が隣に引っ越してきた. Alright. If you remove 隣に next door and say 可愛い子が引っ越した, then that can mean anything. Like a cute girl moved. Where? We don't know. So, if you say 飛んでくる instead of 飛んでいく, that means something came flying towards me. Okay? So, if you say 風船が飛んでいった, it means the balloon flew away. But if you say 飛んできた, then the balloon came flying towards me. Imagine money falling from the sky. Everyone's dream. 誰もが夢見ることですね。お金が空から降ってきた。お金が空から降ってきました。So you know the verb 降る from, for example, 雨が降る. It rains. This 降る means to fall from somewhere really, really high. Usually the sky. And this てくる implies that money is falling towards me. Or instead of furu, you can also use the verb 落ちる. So when you say furu, it really sounds like it's like falling like rain. While 落ちる, it could be from, like a building, anything. So お金が落ちてきた. Money fell near me. Okay, so when we hear this てくる, we can really visualize well. Like 落ちてくる, okay, so it's near the speaker. Or if you say 落ちていく, it sounds like I'm watching somebody falling down and getting away from me. For example, ガンダルフは落ちていった. Gandalf fell down, fell, and getting away from me, the speaker. Also, have you seen verbs like 持っていく, 持ってくる, to take something somewhere, to bring something somewhere? For example, if you want to say, can you bring drinks? You can say, 飲み物を持ってきてくれる? Don't get confused. てくれる means, can you do something for me? Okay. So, 持ってくる became 持ってきて. Okay. So, bring. So, I want drinks to come towards me. Right? So, 飲み物を持ってきてくれる? And in English, the person who will bring the drinks can say, yeah, sure, I will bring them. That person can use the verb to bring, right? In Japanese, no. That person will have to say 持っていく, 持っていく. Okay, so for example, let's use Rachel and Ross. レイチェルとロスを使って説明します. So, Ross is here, Rachel is here. Ross says, コーヒーを持ってきて. Okay, he uses 来て because he wants her to come towards him, right? So, コーヒーを持ってきて. And Rachel cannot say, 持ってくる. Sounds weird in Japanese. Even though in English you can say, I will bring them to you. Like, you can use the same verb. Rachel said, 持っていく. Okay, コーヒーを持っていく. Because Rachel has to move away from where she is right now. Okay, so you have to think from your own perspective. But if Rachel is sitting next to Ross, 隣に座ってる, and Ross wants Rachel to go get coffee and bring it back, then first Ross would say, レイチェル、コーヒーを持ってきて. So still 持ってきて, 来る, to come, because it's for him, like towards him, right? Rachel this time would say, 持ってくるね. Okay, because she will go away, but then come back to where she was when she said that phrase, 持ってくる. So, 持っていく is you take something and go somewhere you are not right now. Whilst 持ってくる is you bring it to the place you are right now. And 持っていく, 持ってくる can be used about bringing, taking objects only, okay? So if you want to say bringing people to, for example, a party, you have to say 連れて行く and 連れてくる. Now let me teach you very important slang that is not very classy. 品がない. There is slang 連れション. ション comes from the word しょんべん, peeing. It sounds more like piss. It sounds very rough. Anyway, 連れション is when you take somebody to the toilet to pee. You know, girls do that all the time. It's like, I'm going to the bathroom, do you want to come with me? At school, that was the thing, right? Like, you don't want to be the only one going to the bathroom. Maybe you don't understand, but if you're a girl, you probably do understand. Right? So that's called 連れション. 一緒にトイレに行くこと. Anyway, going back to 連れて行く Monica talks about going to a party. パーティーに行くんだ。Like, I'm going to a party. And Rachel could say, 連れて行って take me with you. So again, they're talking about a place that's not the place that they are at right now. They would use 行く, like away, right? 連れて行って take me with you. Another example, Monica tells Rachel that she has a colleague who is handsome and likes coffee. かっこよくてコーヒーが好きな同僚がいるんだ. Right? And Rachel could say, 連れてきて bring him to this place. 連れてきて. So that's one of the ways to use てくるて行く. Okay? There are quite a few more, so get ready. Okay, so the second usage of this てくるて行く is just simply expressing how you go or come. So, どうやって行きますか? How will you get there? How will you go there? For example, 走る is to run, right? And you could say 学校まで走ります, right? I will run to the school. But this can just mean that my purpose is running and the destination that happens to be school, right? But if I want to say that I'm going to school by running, so running is just the method instead of my purpose, then I would say 走って行く instead of just 走る. Right? So 学校に走って行きます or 学校まで走って行きます. So here I'm saying that I'm going to school, like to study. So the purpose is to study, right? Or to teach, can be anything. It's not implied. But the way I go there is by running. So do you see the difference? If I say 学校まで走ります, it could just be me jogging, running, like as a hobby or, you know, I'm not saying that I will go there to study or teach or the purpose is really to run. Whilst 学校に走っていく. 学校に行く is the main part, but I'm adding the information how I'm going there. Okay, so you will often hear this 走っていく, 走ってくる, or 歩いていく, 歩いてくる, or 乗っていく, 乗ってくる. 乗る is to ride. So you can say 電車に乗っていく. I'll go by train. And you can say 電車で行く as well. It's the same. Alright, the next point. Do you know the phrase 行ってきます? 行ってきます. It's often translated as I'm off, I'm leaving. Basically, it's a phrase that we say when we leave the house, right? We say that to our family or people you're living with. So you can say that to your roommates, flatmates as well. So 行って obviously comes from the verb 行く to go. And 来ます again, 来る to come. So it literally means I'll go and come. Right? So this て来る て来ます are used when you imply that you will come back. So, Monica and Rachel live together, right? Monica と Rachel は一緒に住んでいますね. So Monica is cooking something and she says she ran out of eggs, for example. 卵がなくなっちゃった. And Rachel can say, oh, I'll go get them. Here she would say, 買ってくるよ. 買ってくるよ. Just saying 買う, 卵を買う sounds a bit odd here. Like, 卵を買うよ. It just means I will buy eggs. It's in the future tense, but it doesn't even sound like she's gonna go get them now. Okay? Like, if Rachel says, 買うよ, it kind of almost sounds the same as 後で買うよ. I will buy them later. Like, yeah, I know I ate them. Geez, like, chill out. We can survive without eggs for now. Okay. But if Rachel says 買ってくる or 買ってくるよ and that sounds like she's gonna go now. She's gonna go buy eggs and come back. So in Japanese, it's so important to let the listener know that you're coming back. Very important, especially to your family. Otherwise, they will start worrying, okay? You know, if your daughter, for example, says 行く instead of 行ってくる, you'd worry that she won't ever come back. So kids often say, 今日は友達と食べてくるから晩ご飯いらない。You don't need to cook me dinner because I'll go eat with my friends. So I said 友達と食べてくる, right? Because I'm saying to my mom or dad, whoever is cooking dinner. Here, you could technically say 今日友達と食べるから晩ご飯いらない。But you'd worry your mom. You want to say that you will go eat out, eat somewhere else, but come back. Okay? 食べてくる. Like that tiny detail is quite important in Japanese. Okay, so you will often hear this 食べてくる, 買ってくる, 見てくる. Just whenever you are saying that to your family at home that you're going somewhere but coming back, you use this てくる. And て行く is used when you do something before going home or on the way home. You do something else. So for example, I'm going home with my colleague and my colleague says, do you want to go grab ramen? She could say, ラーメン食べていかない? Informally. Or ラーメンを食べていきませんか? Formally. Remember this negation? いかない or いきませんか? Formally after this ka. It's an invitation, right? Would you like to do something? So when you stop by somewhere before going home, you use this ていく. So say ラーメンを食べていく. And I will stop by and eat ramen and then go. Okay, so this ていく suggests that after doing that, I will go. Like I will be on my way. The same salaryman always says, 飲んでいこう. Like, let's go grab some drinks and then we can go home. 飲んでいこう, 飲んでいこう, 飲む to drink, right? Or you know you don't have milk at home, so you will stop by at the convenience store, then go home. You say コンビニで牛乳を買っていく. Okay? Make sure to use the で particle でコンビニで買う plus ていく. That's how we think. コンビニで買って and then 行く. So first you buy at the convenience store, not you're going to the convenience store. It's really confusing. When you say, I will go to the convenience store to buy milk, for that sentence you'd say, コンビニに牛乳を買いに行く. Remember this must form stem plus に行く to go somewhere to do something. You'd say place に something or, for example, 買いに行く. But this grammar, it's about you do something and then go. You say place で something を買って and then 行く. Okay. Okay, next point. So this is completely different from all the ていく てくる we've learned so far. ていく てくる can also mean to grow, to keep doing something, to continue doing something. Okay, so 働く, for example, means to work, right? So for example, Rachel can say カフェで働いている. Or カフェで働いています. I'm working at a cafe. But remember later she starts working for Ralph Lauren. So she just got the job at Ralph Lauren and she could, for example, say 今までカフェで働いてきたけどこれからは ラルフローレンで働いていく。Okay, もう一回。今までは、up until now、カフェで、at the cafe, in the cafe、働いてきた。I worked. けど、but、これからは、from now on、ラルフローレンで、at Ralph Lauren、働いていく will be working. So 働いてきた and 働いていく are the points. Obviously, this てきた is used when you talk about something you continuously did up until now. It doesn't mean that you've already stopped the action. Here, it doesn't mean you've already stopped working, like quit the job. But you're saying that that's what you've been doing up until now. So it's expressing continuation of the action up to this moment, right? So for example, you've been working hard, can be anything. You've been studying hard, you've been working hard, you've been practicing hard, and 頑張る, right? You put all the efforts into something, and now you have a big moment. Could be like an exam or job interview or competition, anything. You're really nervous. You can say to yourself, 頑張ってきたから大丈夫。頑張ってきたから大丈夫。I've been working really hard. I'm gonna be okay. So, you might be wondering, can I just say 頑張った? You could. If I say 頑張ったから大丈夫, it could just mean that I tried hard once, right? I'm just talking about a part of the past. What about 頑張っていた? Right? ていた means was doing, right? So I was working hard, so I'll be okay. 頑張っていたから大丈夫. It can be used if you're talking about someone else. So you're talking about your son. Oh, he worked hard, so he's gonna be okay. 頑張っていたから大丈夫. You don't really say that about yourself. Like, I've been working so hard. 頑張っていた even could sound like he was working hard at one point, but not anymore. Okay? So, for example, if I say 食べていた, it means I was eating. Not anymore. But if I say 頑張ってきた, it really means like I was working up until now. So it doesn't really suggest any gap in between. Whilst 頑張った and 頑張っていた, it can be about any point in the past. So, was he working hard here, or here? Was 頑張ってきた, it's all from, like, it's all in the past, up until now. Okay? Maybe I've given up a few times, but you don't employ that. カフェで仕事してきたけど、これからは from now on, ラルフローレンで働いていく. Okay, now this ていく is the opposite. Remember, てくる is about something coming towards me. In this case, me is the present. And てくる shows that you've been doing that up until now, right? Up until the present. And then ていく is going away from me, from the speaker, right? So it's about the future. So 働いていく means I will be working. So it's about the future, and you imply that you will be doing that. You will continue doing that. You're talking about the continuation of the action in the future. So just like 頑張ってきた, you will often hear 頑張っていく, often with the word これからも. Okay, これからは means from now on, but これからも means from now on as well. So I was working hard, but also will continue working hard from now on too. It's very important. これからは implies that something changes. Whereas これからも means things don't change. これからも頑張っていく or これからも頑張っていきます. Very common phrases. You can use that about studying as well. If somebody says 頑張ってね, you can say 頑張ります. 頑張る. But you can also say これからも頑張っていく. これからも頑張っていきます。Okay? Usually used with これからも。Okay? Or for example, I was born as a girl, but I decide to live as a man from now. I can say, 女として生きてきたけど、so I lived as a woman. I've lived up until now as a woman, but 男として生きていく。Okay, so てくる。Past to present. ていく is present to the future. Okay, next. This てきた is often used as getting more and more. So, for example, 暑くなってきた means it's getting hotter. So you will often see this なってきた, okay, a lot. なる is to become, and てきた. てきた, てくる are also used to express the beginning of something changing. Usually the state changing gradually. Okay, that's kind of important. The change has to be gradual. And also, it's the beginning, but it already has happened. It already started changing, but it's still at the beginning. Okay? So not right, the beginning. So, 暑くなってきた means it started getting hot. Okay? 暑くなってきた. But it's a little bit different from 暑くなり始めた. Remember the verb 始める to start, to begin? You can use the must form stem plus 始める to mean start doing something, to begin doing something. For example, 雨が降り始めた. Okay, it started raining. 音楽をかけたらオウムが踊り始めた. Started dancing. But this 始める really focuses on the beginning, right? So it started doing something. Whereas this なってきた, yes, we are talking about the beginning of change, but also you're implying that it's changing gradually. So 踊り始めた, it's really just about the beginning of someone dancing, right? Like the important thing about this 踊り始める is that they started dancing. Doesn't have to change, right? But this なってくる, it's about the change, the beginning of change. So when you say, oh, it got hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hotter, you would usually use this てきた. 暑くなってきた, or 寒くなってきた, or you feel like your eyesight are getting worse. You say, 目が悪くなってきた. 悪くなってきた. Or you're getting thirsty. You say, 喉が渇いてきた. 乾く to get dry, right? To dry. So, 喉が渇いてきた. Or you're getting hungry. お腹が空いてきた. Okay, the beginning of change. Or you're on diet and you feel like you started losing some weight. You say, 痩せてきた. Or the opposite, if you feel like you're gaining some weight, you'd say 太ってきた. Or my current example, 痛くなってきた. So 痛い is like hurts, painful, right? 痛くなる, something starts hurting. 痛くなってきた, something started hurting, like more. Or if you start feeling dizzy, like sick, feel like you might throw up, you say, 気持ち悪くなってきた. Like if you're already feeling sick, you can just say 気持ち悪い. Okay? But if you say 気持ち悪くなってきた, you're describing that your condition is getting worse and worse by minute, or you're getting used to something. 慣れる is the verb to get used to. If you say 慣れた, to me, I got used to it. But if you're getting used to it, you say 慣れてきた. Okay? Don't say 慣れている, because 慣れている means you are already used to it. So it's like 結婚している to be married doesn't mean I'm getting married right now. It means to be married. It's about the, state. right? You've already completed the action of getting married and you're talking about the state. 結婚している. So the same. 慣れている doesn't mean you're getting used to it right now. You've already gotten used to it and you are used to it now. Okay, so if you want to say, I'm getting used to it, little by little, you say, 慣れてきた. So you say, 日本の生活に慣れてきた. I'm getting used to the life in Japan little by little, gradually. You will also often hear 見えてきた. Okay, so this might sound a little bit weird. 見える means to be visible, to be in sight. Okay, it's different from 見られる. Okay, 見られる means can see. That's the potential form of 見る, to see, to watch. Anyway, 見えてきた means something came into view. So something was not visible, but now slightly it's visible and getting more and more visible. So usually it means you're getting closer to it, right? Not always. It could just mean that the room is getting brighter, so you can see it better. But you'd often say this 見えてきた when you're traveling. Okay, so you're in a car and you are trying to get to, for example, a castle, お城. And you start seeing a part of the castle, you can say, お城が見えてきた. Very common. Okay, so you usually use てきた or てきました in the past tense when you want to say it's getting. Okay, and similar to this てきた, we have て行く, て行きます. Right? This usually means it will get more and more. So about the future. While てきた focuses on the beginning of the change, て行く focuses on the fact that the change will continue. So 暑くなってきた means it's getting hotter, but 暑くなっていく 暑くなっていきます mean it will get hotter. If you say もっと暑くなっていく, for example, adding the adverb もっと more, it would mean that it's already hot now, but it will keep getting hotter. But generally, if you say 暑くなっていく, it's about the future, so not necessarily hot right now. So you can, for example, say 6月頃から暑くなっていく. It will start getting hotter from around June. So for this sentence, you can also just say 暑くなる without this ていく. 6月頃から暑くなる. But that would just mean it will become hot or hotter and doesn't imply anything about the change or the progress. It's just one moment. It will get hot. And that's it. Whereas 暑くなっていく, it means it will get hot and hotter and hotter. So you imply that it will keep getting hotter. This ていく is often used with 大きくなる. 大きくなっていく will keep growing bigger and bigger. この木はこれからも大きくなっていく. This tree will keep growing bigger and bigger in the future too. So これからも implies that it's already getting bigger, but it won't stop growing. It will keep growing. Or the doctor might say 悪化していく to mean some condition will keep getting worse and worse. Or 悪化する means to get worse. Okay, it's the same, basically the same as 悪くなる. So we often say like 風邪が悪化する. Like you say 風邪が悪化しました to mean my cold got worse. But your mom could, for example, say 薬を飲まないと風邪が悪化していくよ. So if you don't take the medicine, your cold will keep getting worse and worse. Okay? So you usually use the ていく, ていきます, not in the past tense. But you can also use this ていく in the past tense and say ていった and ていきました. Not as common though. For example, 大きくなっていった That would mean it grew bigger and continue to grow bigger. So you're talking about the past and something grew bigger and continue to do that. But we don't know what's going on right now. So you're just talking about the past. Alright, that's it for today. Oh, the video is so long. So thank you so much for watching. I know it was a lot of information. If you don't get it the first time, that's fine. Just watch this video again and I'm sure you'll get it. But this is a very important grammar point and you will hear this a lot. So make sure to practice them. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you took notes from this video, you can share it on Instagram or Twitter, and I usually retweet or repost, share on my stories. And I'm happy to see your notes. Sorry, I can't talk anymore. I'm very happy to see them, so please do share. And also, I'd like to thank all my patrons. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so thank you so much. じゃあまたね。バイバイ。